So hello everybody, my name is Niina Sundin and I'm a PhD candidate. I come from Uppsala, Sweden. And to answer Laura's previous question, what happens with food waste? So here in Uppsala, it actually is being sent to the local biogas production. And this biogas is mostly used in the city buses for their fuel. So that's of course an excellent way of treating inedible food waste, but I think we should still aim to prevent edible food waste. And that's what my PhD project has been about. So I'm looking at the sustainability of food waste prevention through increased food consumption. And in that, school meals are part of. I've been looking at mainly plate waste reduction in school meal schemes, but also food donations here in Uppsala. But I promised to say something about the project LOWINFOOD. So in this EU-financed project, we've been co-designing together with actors from the food supply chain, low waste value chains, mainly focusing on fruit and vegetables and bakery products and fish value chains, but then also consumption part of the value chain, so both in terms of in-home and out-of-home. And some key facts about this, we have many partners, 27 in total from 12 different countries all around Europe. And our coordinator is located in University of Tuscia in Italy. And we've been working in this project since November 2020, and we will continue until February 25. And today I will talk about the part that I've been involved, where we have looked at school meals and reduction of food waste, together with the Uppsala municipality, who is one project partner and part of the consortium. And in addition to the university I work for, I think I forgot to mention that I work at the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences, basically. So, as in many projects, there are a lot of work packages also in this LOWINFOOD project, but I will be talking about the out-of-home part and more specifically school meals. And we have tested some innovations to reduce food waste in Germany and Austria and in Sweden, but I will present to you results from the Swedish innovation interventions. A little bit about school meal schemes in general in Sweden. So these are tax funded, and all children between the ages of 6 to 16 receive school meals on a daily basically during the weekdays and free of charge. And there is a law saying that these school meals need to be nutritious. However, up to 20% of the school meals are wasted, or up to 160 grams per guest. So a lot of this good stuff of this wonderful system we have goes unfortunately wasted. And the waste comprises mostly serving and plate waste. So that means that the most food waste is then edible, and it's also undergone preparation processes that requires energy and resources, basically. So, and we have also seen that when we have done some composition analysis on the food waste, that it's very nutritious. So there is a considerable nutrient loss embedded in the food waste. But on the positive side, this provides us an excellent opportunity to increase the resource efficiency of food systems if we can tackle this issue, both here and now, but also for the future if you think that school children are our future consumers, and if we can somehow influence them for the future behavior. And here is a picture of random school canteen in Uppsala, waiting for the school kids to come in for their lunch. And in a lot of the canteens, school meals are served in buffet form, where the pupils can choose what they want to take and how much food they want to have. Generally, food waste prevention measures, the focus has been very much on quantification, just to understand how big problem we are talking about, and also to be able to sort of follow up on what the development is. But there has been increasing interest in causes and solutions, and there have been some promising results. So, for example, studies have shown that if we educate the staff working in the canteens, for example, to use leftovers for next day meals, or reduction of portions has shown promise as a food waste reduction measure. But also measuring food waste itself can work. Then there have been studies showing that less stressful environment could result in reduction, and for example, forecasting of the meal planning could help. And then on the other hand, there have been some studies on nudging, such as table talkers, plate waste trackers, and education of the children. However, what we currently need more is controlled studies. So we need to sort of have reference groups in these studies to confirm that the reduction really was due to these interventions that were tested, but also whether we want to see whether these actually work long term and not just when we were testing them. So we had this in mind when we designed our intervention study. And one part of the study was to test a plate waste tracker, which you can see in this picture. So it's basically consisting of a scale underneath the container where pupils dispose any food that is left on their plates. And then there is a screen or a tablet next, showing them exactly how much they wasted. And with the help of these happy or sad faces indicating whether it was good or bad in a way. And in addition, the pupils could also give feedback why they wasted the food that they did. And then we tested also another intervention, so-called educational school meals, which consisted of this idea that we asked the teachers basically to integrate topics, not just the school lunch itself into the curricula, but also topics related to food waste prevention or topics that were close to it, like health, food production, and so on, before the school lunch, during the school lunch, and after the school lunch. So basically sort of integrated into the curricula as much as they could. And we asked them to do this in a 10-week period. And before these interventions, we did a baseline quantification. And here in Uppsala, we had quite a long history of measuring school meal waste. So we had good data on that already. And then we had the intervention groups where we tested plate waste tracker and educational school meals. And here we had 5 schools participating. And then we had additional 5 schools testing only the plate waste tracker. And then we had a control group where we had data from 55 schools who did nothing, basically. They just carried on business as usual. And then we also, so these interventions took place a little bit partially parallel and partially separate from each other. So depending on the resources the schools had, because there was also COVID at the time and so on. So there were different time periods when these were conducted. But then once they were ready, we also continued measuring food waste, and as long as we could, and until February 2023, where we sort of said, okay, now we take the post-quantification measurement. And here are the results. So if we look at the plate waste group first, where we only tested the plate waste tracker, from the baseline, which was around 23 grams, we could see quite large reduction due to the use of plate waste tracker. So minus 39% reduction on the food waste. And this is now plate waste per guest in grams. And then at the post quantification, we could see that the good results remained basically on quite similar level. And then in the second group, where we tested the plate waste tracker together with the educational meal concept, we also had a low baseline, being around 23 grams per guest. And here we could see that the plate waste tracker resulted in a reduction again of 9%. And the educational school meals did not give any further reduction, and at the post quantification, the results remained. And you can see that if you look at the reference group here, nothing happened in those schools. So this kind of confirms then that the results we had for the interventions actually worked, I would say, pretty well. So as a conclusion-wise, we saw significant plate waste reductions due to the plate waste tracker, and we could also see that these results remained long-term. However, the educational meal concept didn't result in additional reduction, but it may have contributed to the long-term reduction, so that we still think that there could be benefits that even beyond the results, like on a longer term, if we educate children on these topics. And overall, promising results for canteens that were already on a very low span of plate waste, with their 23 grams per guest as baseline. And then I thought I could show you one additional picture, because I do have some results from our German colleagues. I don't know any details of their project yet, but I know their results here. So even they only tested the plate waste tracker, no educational concepts, but they saw 24% reduction of plate waste in their school canteens. So that's really good result, and they had a little higher like a baseline for the plate waste, around 35 grams per guest. So that was for me. Thank you very much.